Hello, everybody. We're going to talk about different species. The aim of this lesson is to be able to describe the word endemic, indigenous, alien, endangered, and extinct species and give examples. So, let's start. The Maltese ruby tiger moth lives in Malta. Macaroni penguins live in Antarctica and around the Southern Ocean. The species of red coral is found at depths of 1,000 meters. There isn't a lot of them left. How can we describe the location or the status of some of these species just using one word? There are different terms that we're going to see that help us describe either the location of some species or the status. The first one is an endemic species. Endemic species are species that are found only in a particular area. So, for example, a species that is only found in Malta and nowhere else in the world is said to be endemic to Malta. An example of this is the Maltese everlasting. Maltese everlasting is a plant that is found only in Malta and Gozo and nowhere else in the world. That's why we say that the Maltese everlasting is an endemic species. The Maltese wall lizard is also only found in Malta and Gozo, so it's endemic to Malta and Gozo. Indri lemur is actually found in Madagascar, but it's only found here and nowhere else in the world. So we can say that this species of lemur is endemic to the island of Madagascar. This plant, which is also called corpse plant because it has such a terrible smell, is only found in rainforests of Sumatra. So we can say that it's endemic to the rainforests of Sumatra because it only lives in this place and nowhere else in the world. So let's talk about species that live in larger areas. An indigenous species is a species that naturally grows or occurs in a larger geographical area. An example of this are species that are found in Mediterranean climates. So a species may be found in Malta, France, even California and Australia. These species are said to be indigenous to Mediterranean climates. An example is the Aleppo pine tree. The Aleppo pine tree can be found all over the Mediterranean. At the bottom you can see a map where all the green spaces show places that the Aleppo pine is found in. The brown-throated sloth is found in Central America. As you can see on the map, it crosses quite a few countries, so we can say that the brown-throated sloth is indigenous to South America. We can also say that the Aleppo pine tree is indigenous to Mediterranean regions. Let's talk about alien species. No, they do not come from space. They are species which do not occur naturally in an area but are brought in by humans. Sometimes alien species benefit the area, so they help the area, but other times they thrive so well that these alien species actually damage the species that are naturally occurring in the area. Let's see some examples. There's the century plant, crayfish. These are both alien species to Malta. They were not found in Malta, but they were brought into Malta. The crayfish was brought in by aquarists. Someone accidentally let it into a freshwater area, and now the crayfish are thriving so well, they're doing so well, that they're actually taking over the natural and endemic species of the area. This ladybird is also an alien species to Malta. Unlike the century plant and the crayfish, which are taking over the natural species of Malta, the ladybird helped. This ladybird species was naturally found in Australia, but it was brought to Europe for biological pest control. It was brought to Malta in 1911, and people brought it to Malta to control the infested gardens in St. Julian's. The ladybird has now spread all over Malta, but it doesn't harm any plants or other species that naturally occur in Malta. We also have extinct species that there are no more of on Earth. So everyone has heard about the dodo, which is extinct. There are also some species that were extinct recently. There's the Franklin tree, a tree that was found in North America, and it's been extinct since 1803. There's also the western black rhinoceros. This rhinoceros was last seen in 2006. Unfortunately, it was hunted for its horns, and a larger population in the area it was living in meant that there was more space needed for farms, and these farms took over its natural habitat. It was officially declared extinct in 2011. This is quite recent. The Bengal tiger is not extinct yet, but it's predicted to be extinct by the year 2100. This is because of climate change. The Bengal tiger lives in an area which is very close to the sea. Due to climate change, the rising sea levels will take over its habitat, which means it no longer will have a place to live and it will become extinct. Endangered species are species which are at risk of becoming extinct. So they're not extinct yet, but they might soon be. There are many reasons animals become extinct, including overhunting and their habitat being destroyed. Maltese sanctuary is a plant that's endemic to Malta. It is the national plant of Malta, but it's critically endangered. There aren't many individuals of the species left because habitat is being lost. Loggerhead turtle can also be found in Maltese waters and is also an endangered species. Its numbers are decreasing because of fishing, such as getting stuck on nets and fishing boats, and also from habitat loss. As the population is increasing, more of the coast has been taken up, especially by bright lights, which confuse a turtle when it needs to go back up to shore to lay its eggs. Antarctic blue whale is also an endangered species. In the past, many people used to hunt for this whale. In the past 90 years, the numbers of the whale in the wild have gone from 125,000 to only around 3,000 in the wild. And it is now illegal to hunt certain types of whales. Since this has been done, the numbers of these Antarctic blue whale species are actually increasing. Final check. Which words can you use to describe these species? So you can use any of the 5 words we've talked about. Pause the video and allow yourself 2 minutes to work them out. When you're done, press play and check your answers. Let's start with the Maltese cliff orc, which is a shrub that only lives in Malta, which means it's endemic. It's quite rare and without conservation it may become extinct, which means it's also an endangered plant. The blue rock thrush. This bird lives in Europe, the Middle East, and all the way to India and China. We can say that the blue rock thrush is indigenous to Europe, Middle East, India, and China. The Cape sorrel. This plant originated from South Africa. It was introduced to Malta at the beginning of the 19th century. This plant is an alien species. Okay, remember, geography is everywhere. Thanks for watching.